What is the happy haps, folks? Joe of All Vapes once again gracing your presence with his awesomeness. Okay, down to everybody else's level, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for watching once again. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you very much. Please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Definitely check me out on Instagram and Twitter as well. So, pod, Saltnick. That's pretty much all you hear from anybody these days. It is the absolute brand new hot topic, the easiest and smoothest, I might add, quickest way to deliver nicotine. Saltnicks have become the new scientific craze as far as nicotine delivery. And that's actually one of the reasons why it comes in such a high milligram. You see it from anywhere between 20, 40, even 60 milligrams per milliliter, because it focuses strongly on the mouth to lung hit as opposed to just a traditional sub-ohm. Straight lunger, you know what I'm saying? So pods are pretty much new to me, but there's so many of them on the market. As soon as the Saltnick thing came out, it was all about the pods and the term AIO. Now, for those of you who don't know what AIO is, you've seen a lot of pods out on the market. They say the new AIO so-and-so or such and such pod. AIO stands for all-in-one. What do they mean by they say all-in-one? Well, some of the pods literally are intended for Saltnicks, and then you have some pods that are specifically intended for standard e-liquid, like my Strolin here. Standard e-liquid, sub-ohm, you can put it in a specific standard e-liquid pod, or you can get yourself an AIO pod, like the Aspire Spryte. The Aspire Spryte is the brand new bad boy from Aspire e-cigs. A long, sleek design, 650 mAh battery, and get this, a big, fat, old whopping 3.5 milliliter capacity, which is actually stellar for a device as small and compact as this. Incredibly simple to use, and if you've ever used a pod device, you know that the whole basis behind them is simplicity, sophistication, but more so practicality. You want to be able to stick it in your pocket, hanging around your neck, stick it in your purse for the ladies and not have it spill, leak, drip, and you want it functional. But you still want something that's kind of attractive as well, right? So the Aspire Spryte is a solid answer to that. The cool thing about this is that being an AIO all-in-one, you have two different coils that are specifically intended for the type of e-liquid that you're going to be vaping. Little itty teeny weeny little 1.8 ohm coil is going to come for the standard, and the 1.2 ohm coil is going to come for the Saltnick devices. Little bit less burn on the Saltnick, a little higher on the nicotine level, but we all know what we're getting into when we get into a pod system. So let's take a little bit of a look-see into the AIO Aspire Spryte and see what we can find out. All right, guys, here we go with the Aspire Spryte. This was sent to me by healthcabin.net. Put some information down in the comments section below. It's an e-liquid and vape distribution company out of China. So let's take a look at this. Obviously, the Spryte device, get a couple extra O-rings, silicone seal, MicroUSB charging cable, that's convenient, warranty card, user manual, and these are these two coils that I was talking to you about. One 1.8 ohm, one 1.2 ohm for Saltnick, okay? So, and everything is fairly compact. Loving the fact that they sent me the gunmetal green color, and I didn't even have to ask for it. Fairly compact, as you can see. I mean, this is just an itty-bitty little guy. You can pretty much stick it in your purse, like I said, stick it in your pocket. I love the fact that the pod devices are not leakers, okay? You got the top cap here, comes off real easy, actually turns on and off in the same manner that pretty much any vape device does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big bright purple button, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, shuts it back off. 3.5 milliliter tank capacity, like I said, boom. Flip this bad boy upside down, we can see the air intake, the itty bitty teeny weeny little air intake right there, which actually is fairly comfortable to use. Now, once again, if you're used to sub-ohm and this is your first time using a pod device, you don't expect you're going to get a massive lung hit. This is just a teeny tiny little lung hit with this, even on standard e-liquid. To fill it up, you take off this little rubber portion right here and you fill the e-juice in here. Now here's kind of the tricky part. If you're reading through the manual right here, it's going to explain that to you in pretty simple terms. The problem is they start with the filling before they tell you to put in the coil first. Without putting in the coil first, if you turn this thing upside down and put the liquid in, it's just going to spill all out through the intake, the drip tip right here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put in the coil. First of all, you want to take out this little chimney piece right here. This is actually what the coil screws itself into, this portion right here. I'm actually not going to use the Nick Salt coil. I'm going to go with a standard 1.8 ohm coil for just standard e-liquid for the time being. As you can see, it's just an itty bitty little guy. Now it's the Aspire BVC coil. They pretty much pioneered that one. Aspire is best known for their bottom vertical coil. That's what the BVC stands for. So incidentally, the Spryte is pretty much Aspire's follow-up to the Breeze 2 pod, giving you just a little bit of an extra oomph of an upgrade. I like the overall look, for one thing. So we're going to take the bottom chimney portion out of the tank like I showed you before, and this just easily screws in. And then we're just going to screw this back into place, just like that. Now there's an automatic stop, one way or the other, for the air intake valve on the bottom chimney piece here. I like to keep pretty much anything completely open and full like that so you get the biggest air draw. Like I said, 3.5 milliliter capacity on this little guy, which is pretty darn awesome. Okay, so the tank is completely full right now. We're just going to take our little Spryte, bust this guy back into place. Boom, just like so. And we're going to let it sit for a few minutes, elapsed time, just to kind of soak into the coil. And then we're going to give this guy a little bit of a dance. Decent amount of cloud production actually coming from that tiny little coil. Just a 650 mAh battery working on this. Now I don't know what the lifespan of the battery is because I haven't played around with it longer than about a couple days. The one perfect thing I can say about a lot of the pods and the AIO products out on the market right now is convenience-wise, if you're going to be in places where you can't take around something kind of herfing like this, for instance, maybe you want to get your fix, but you can't blow a cloud as big as that, okay? So something as small as the Aspire Spryte would really be super ideal. You can put the cap on this guy, okay? Stick it in your pocket and you're pretty much ready to go. Like I said, it's really solidly ergonomic in size. The overall shape is really beautiful. They have a myriad of colors that come with this thing. The overall retail price is anywhere I've seen it from about 35 to 45 bucks, depending on where you get it. Even the mouth to lung hits are pretty pleasurable. Now, I like going for just a straight lung hit. You can go for a straight lung hit on the Spryte. Okay, so not quite as big, but here's the one thing I will definitely say about this little guy. The flavor is absolutely out of sight. Top-notch, superb flavor production from this guy. The amount of cloud production is overwhelming. I'm pretty much astounded by this. Aspire is fairly well known for the quality and products that they give out. Now, I will admit, I haven't tried a ton of Aspire products, but this is definitely on the top of my list, and I'm really happy that I had the opportunity to test this out and review it for you guys. You want the best deal on this? My suggestion is that you check out healthcabin.net. I put the link in the comment section below. They've got a really solidly good deal on this, and they've got really good shipping as well. From what I understand, this thing only came to me in about a week, which is fairly decent considering it got shipped overseas. Price-wise, you're probably not going to get much better than one of the largest distribution companies as far as vape is concerned coming out of China. So healthcabin.net in the comment section below. If any of you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or queries on the Aspire Spryte AIO pod device, definitely slam something in the comment section below. give me a DM on Instagram or just give me an email at joeofallvapes.com. I will do my absolute best to answer all of your questions and comments in an orderly fashion. I want to say a big thank you to healthcabin.net for sending me this little guy once again for review. Big thank you to Aspire e-cigs for creating things for vapors like the AIO Spryte, making our lifestyle just a little bit more pleasurable as well as concealed. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I want to thank all of you guys out there in Vape Land for checking me out. If you haven't had the opportunity already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Got some more giveaways going on and some more awesome stuff coming up in the very immediate future. Check me out on Instagram and Twitter as well. Give me a follow over there and give me a holla if you want to. I always love making new friends, guys. This is Joe of All Vapes, your eye in that vaping sky, wishing you to stay humble. Love yourselves, love each other, keep it eternally cloudy. And as always, pinky out. Hey everybody, this is Joe of All Vapes. Thank you for watching. For the best in vape reviews, pound that subscribe button and don't forget, vaping saves lives.